Hi guys, welcome to Tarot for Tired People. Today I'm going to take you guys through a viewer request video. It's going to be a tutorial, a step-by-step guide on how to design and make your own oracle deck. It's actually super simple. It's a lot simpler than you think it is. And to make oracle decks, you don't necessarily need Photoshop knowledge or you just need Canva. So you need your creativity, you need Canva, a little bit of ChatGPT, but you could do that math yourself. I'll show you in the video. And what else? An MPC or any print on demand website that you would be using for making and printing the Oracle decks. That's pretty much all. So the first thing you're going to do is think of a theme. Now these themes, I have two Oracle decks that I've made for myself. And in both these cases, the theme that I have are themes that came to me, like I really had to write them down sort of and make decks around them. But if you're sitting down and thinking, think of a theme. A theme always helps because it kind of gives structure to your oracle deck. This is my Midnight City oracle, and the theme here, this is my ode to all cities I've lived in. I'm a big city girl. I was born in a big city. I have spent all my life in really big cities, from Calcutta, Mumbai to Dubai. And I find cities amazingly romantic and beautiful, and I could write books and books on cities and all the stories, the human stories. So I have to make a deck on, sort of reflecting how I feel about cities and everything that goes on in them. And this was the theme for this deck. So that drove all the kind of images I was choosing for it, the kind of words I was going for, everything. However, here's the example of the the one that I first made. Actually, this is like the second prototype, but here the theme was my heritage, my Indian heritage, because when I joined this community, you guys know I'm quite vocal about it. I found a lot of culturally appropriated oracles, and I felt like my heritage was being not represented correctly. And anyway, I wanted one that is for myself, and this is what I went about sort of creating. So everything here is Indian heritage, right? So whether it's sculptures, whether it's flowers, whether it's, our architecture and the Sanskrit script, everything is around Indian heritage. I mean, that's a Bollywood actress, Rekha, and, our national bird, etc. So the theme is the first thing you come up with. And the theme can be something that's personal to you, or it could be something that you just decide to put for a structure. For example, I'll give you a commercial oracle example. So you have the Flower Oracle by Broccoli Mag, right? It's an indie oracle deck. And in this one, it's about strolling through a garden in full bloom. So this particular oracle, if you have it, I'll just show you. It focuses on flowers, and it also has historical art that has been collaged with the flowers. But the flowers take central focus, and that's the theme of this oracle. The background, the historical art is secondary. The main theme here is the garden that this oracle deck is, a garden of flowers, right? So you get to learn about different flowers and almost take a stroll through them, as they say at the back of this oracle. Every card represents a flower, a pollinator, or a person who works with blooms. So you have all this beautiful art in the background happening, and you have all these beautiful flowers that are going by. Oops, YouTube. And you have the animals that also sort of live along with it. Like, for example, I'm sure they have bees in this one. I don't remember. Maybe we could live through this. So they have the flowers, they have the flower people, like the florist, the botanist, the gardener, the herbalist. And I think they have the animals, the pollinators, like the butterfly, the honey possum, etc. And that's how they have structured the deck. So you can decide how you want to do this. I am not someone who would advise you to go into a severe structure for your first oracle, but you do need a theme. Like, I like to free flow as long as I have a theme and I'm okay with it. Like, I think I avoided in my Indian one. There's nothing that is modern India. It's all very nostalgic. It's all very heritage. And it's a lot more heritage than modern India, which is very, very different. While my urban deck, I absolutely wanted to ensure that all the big cities in the world are covered. So those are there, but also like I have, you know, things that are important for cities like parking lots, right? We've all, like, city people have all at one point tried in a parking lot. And it's things like that, or these late night cafes. Every big city has that. Or the museum, this is the Museum of the Future in Dubai. So, or the big concrete building. So here there's free flow of the parts of the city that I love. Like I love balconies, apartment building balconies, and these tiny little hotels and big crossings. But this is Calcutta. I had to have one card that was about Calcutta. So you can, but I did not map out suits within the oracle. I just stuck to things that mattered and let my creativity flow. And subways, midnight streets, because I love driving around the city when it gets quieter at night. It's my most favorite thing to do. And meeting strangers in the city, late night secrets. So I had the exhaustion of commute, all the things that I, as a city dweller, have experienced. This was literally like an ode to all the cities that have given me so much and I've lived in and I've loved in, and I carry them with me. And you can see there's a lot of Dubai in this because, well, this city is just its own beautiful, magical place. And it's nothing like how they portray it. Anyway, that's a topic for another day. So let's get on with it. The rest of it will be screen recordings. And I hope it helps. Please leave all kinds of comments, follow-up questions. If you want another video, deep dives, all of that, because it's my first tutorial. I try to do the best I can, and I hope it helps you. If you are thinking of making an Oracle deck, I think everyone should, because it's unique, it's your own, and there will be nothing like it, and you don't have to sell it, and you're just doing it for yourself. Especially if you don't sell it, you can use images from anywhere, and that's the exciting part of it. Anyway, let's get on with it. Now you can go to any print on demand that you use, and you might have a card size in mind. But what I do is I go to MPC. This is what I use to print my Oracle decks, and I choose a card size that works. Now, for example, let's say you don't know the card size that you want. You can go to their marketplace, see different kinds of oracles, and decide to pick one from there. For example, there's the Mary Magdalene oracle. I let's pick an oracle that all of us know, right? So I put in the Blue Bones oracle because we all know it, and pick any of her. It will automatically show you the card dimensions that this is. So here it says like these are the card dimensions, right? So what I have is, let me show you this. I have my Oracle deck dimensions. I have got them saved. In the same way, if you like a particular Oracle deck dimension, you can have that bit saved. So here you will go in to design your own, and then you're going to, they even give you a playing card template. They'll tell you, the sizes, and you can save it. And you can save several if you want, like, to continuously make different kinds of oracle decks. For tarot decks, you don't have to go into so much because they already give you the tarot deck. They have that. So you don't have to go into, looking for the right size. But for oracle decks, you have to, because it could be any kind. So that is the first thing you do. You find out what card size you want to pick. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is write the deck. This for me is the most creative part, because this is where I'm thinking about that theme, and I'm thinking about words that are associated with it. But I'm also thinking about, words that I want in my deck, whether they're associated or not, it doesn't matter, right? This deck is meant for me, and in the same way for you, and you choose the words that matter to you. So they don't necessarily always have to be from the theme. Like from the theme could be tide, death, quiet storm, fog, phantom ship, pirates, silent, stormy seas. Hungry Tide is actually one of my favorite books, the name of one of my favorite books, and that's why I put it here. But it could also be like abundance and hope. And if you cannot come up with these words, why go into your Oracle, any of the Oracle decks that you own, and find words there that resonate with you. It's fine. You're making this deck for yourself. And or friends and family, don't go beyond that, please. I mean, you could just this anyway, I'll come to that later. I'm digressing. So this is very important. Write down all the words that you can think of, possibly around the theme. So have some around the theme, and then mix and match with phrases. Like I love the phrase fever dream. swimming to the shore, land in sight. And if you want, also put in quotes. Now, there could be quotes about the sea, or they could be quotes from, like when I was showing my deck, I had said, I love Haruki Murakami and I love quotes from his books. So it could be quotes from an author that you like, right? So we have written words about the theme. We have written words about from oracles, and we have written personal quotes. If you're making this for yourself and you're not going to be selling it, Pinterest, 100% you can go for. But Pinterest images are not copyright free. So if you're going to sell your Oracle decks, please make sure you're getting copyright free images from pexels.com or unsplash.com. These are the two ones that have really nice stock images. I mean, you could do Wikimedia, but I'm not a big fan. So Unsplash, which has really nice images, and Pexels are the two you can use if you're going for a deck that you're going to sell. If you're not going to sell, I prefer like making personal decks because I can choose so many images and take so many, it's so personal and I can do so many things with it. So it's your choice. It's absolutely fine. This is what I was trying to say there. Then you make a folder on Pinterest, and this part takes me like days. This is what I enjoy. And then you start saving, like I have got Oracle Cute, and you start saving a lot of these images, right? Like, look at how beautiful this image is, and you could take, maybe even save this if it comes up. That's fine. We'll see if we can work with it. And yeah, just keep saving over days, weeks, however long it takes you. That's fine. Remember when I told you to save these card dimensions? So this prompt I'm going to put in the description, but this is where your AI assistant comes to use. You take this prompt and then you feed it into ChatGPT. So here's your ChatGPT, and you put in your prompt. This is a free ChatGPT. Why are you putting this in? Because you need the Canva size that will help you build. Oh wow, they did a lot of things without you having to worry about resolution, without you having to worry about anything. So yes, we are going to use Canva to design this deck. So now we know it has done its things. And the only thing you have to change in the prompt, where I will put it in the description, is the dimensions. This dimension that is there, this part of it is basically a copy paste from MPC. So if you're using different card, then you put in copy paste this, differently. Now it has given us the Canva design size, including bleed, so we don't have to worry about anything, is 1125 into 1575. And I understand that as much as you do, which is basically zero of that. But here you do, oh, sorry. Now I have Canva Pro because of work, and I didn't know how to get into a free one just to show you. But I think most of the things should be available on free. So you go to create and you do custom size. You see custom size here? Go here and you put in the size. So we got 1125 and 1575. 1575. And you do create new design. That's all you need your ChatGPT for. So its work is done. So now you have this. Now for me, I always have, I'm going to put here C Oracle Deck, and I have my guides on, which is in settings, and I have show print bleed and show margins. You should also have it on just in case. Okay. If you want more guides, you can have more guides, but I don't need guides. So this is what you should come to on which you're going to design. Now you can move fast or you can move slow. Now the first, where's the where is where okay, here we go. So the first word we have is drift. Now this is your design. Let's take this wheel, open image in new tab, copy image. I don't even have to save it. And then you have this wheel. Then you go to elements. Let me know if you want a complete different video, because now that I'm doing this, I feel like designing this deck should be a separate video altogether, but I'm going to have some of it here and then we could do part 2. So in the elements, you can put sea waves and look for photos. front, you have pick a photo you like, let it go in the back. Take this, erase. Oh, sheet. This is background remover is Pro. I guess pixel eraser is not. But, and then you play around. You can do whatever you want, honestly, with it. But remember that this is your print lead. This is not your print lead. Print lead comes somewhere here, but this at least tells you like what is safe to stay in. I would like to turn this a little bit and then open it up. Actually, I think we can fit into this video. You can stop and come back to it later. We can continue on it. So now if you want, you can change that, but I would like to go on dark and dark because then it doesn't look like, and then you could do things, right? You could put this image in the back, take this image, edit it. Oops. Oh, there you go. So you know what I did? Clearly loaded without me showing it, but I used a filter which is the noir. Sorry, noir. The film noir, yeah, filter. You can use any black and white filter on it, whichever looks nice. You could play around with this. Now you've got your whale. It's nice for drift, I think. You've got you can make it big, you can make it small, you can do whatever you want with it. I understand you don't have background eraser, but there are tons of background removers online. I think free background remover, yeah, you get a bunch of them online and you could use any of these, but I have Canva Pro, so it's there. And then you take text. Now, what is important with the text is you want the text to be read well. So, oh, sorry, effects, text, background, and then change this to a white or pick a color that is closest to that. So, effects, then background, and then scroll down and choose it. Okay. Then choose any prompt that you like. If you want, try to choose something that's easy to read because it will make a huge difference. And then change this. You can also go to effects and make it curved if you like that. I mean, why not, right? It's yours. You can do what you want with it. This is now becoming a Canva tutorial, but drift. Let's say we want this bigger. Not bad, right? For our first one. And it's only these little bits that will be cut, more or less, just as a thing. Ensure that what you want is in the guide that Canva's given you, but the print lead is very, very small. So you have this. Let's make one more without trying to do so much. But let's see what our word is. Let's take Hungry Tide. That's a nice image for Hungry Tide. We put Hungry Tide here. We put some effects on it. We leave it like that. Then we go in here. Oh, that's a really nice image, but it's not a tide. Who cares? It's my Oracle deck. It can be whatever I want it to be. Copy paste, just Control C, Control V, guys. Just Control C, Control V. And elements. C. Now you also have these, right? You have elements that Canva gives you. Where did I get that? Elements, C, and then graphics. So when you do C, it'll show you graphics, photos, videos, audio. And in graphics, I know that these are the ones that are pro, but you could use the ones that are not. Like maybe you would want a C that everything of mine is a dark aesthetic. Maybe your aesthetic is like a nice, cute, pastel-y sort of aesthetic. And then you want to pick something like this. We'll try not to pick any pro stuff like this. Tortoise is not pro. So even if you don't pick this image and you want to do just collage, that's fine. I like photo collages. So for me, I would take this one, take Hungry Tide down. And this side, I would put like cliff because that green would make a very big, I think, kind of, yeah. You think that works? Not really. You know what? This I would keep like this, and because it's such a gorgeous image. And should we turn this again or leave it like this? And we take a nice, also bold it because you want these to show. MPC prints like chef's kiss, okay? So you don't have to worry about, and we have already taken a dimension that ChatGPT has given us, which will ensure that it's in high resolution. So even if you're putting a small image, it will still be like you're not going into that. It will still print very nicely. That you don't have to worry about. Now that's a nice image, but let's do a little more. Like for example, C, we said C, right? All these images you can use, they are available to use, but the only thing that Canva says is you can't just use that one image. You have to still make a collage out of it. So you could do like, I like to fill my, my entire card area into, I know I'm doing things. Just leave me a comment. Like I know I'm going really fast, probably. Leave me a comment if you want to see this as a separate video, guys. If in case, then I will try to do this slower there. But oh, look at that. That's nice. There's that, that sun coming through, and here there is this stormy thing. But what if we change this to sky? Stormy sky. Like it's two separate images, but look how gorgeous that is. That's stunning. I'm very happy with our work today. Um, and for this, we put in, there was a song. This is how I go all over the place. There was a song. You can call this actually electrical storm. Why not? This is round two of me trying to record this. For whatever reason, the recording stops. But another thing I wanted to show you is another background that you can do is go to elements and then put in ripped paper. And then you have ripped paper. You have to just ensure that you're not cropping it in a way where now, okay, this paper is too thick. It's kind of not helping. So look for something that's a little bit thinner that this can sit on. So you also have that. And you can group these. And then all I would do personally, but these are just design preferences, I'd do that so that there's a depth. And then this one, I would bring forward and see. Oh, that is not allowed. Okay, so I wouldn't do that. I'd keep it back. I try to do this thing. But anyway, it looks like the waves are coming forward. So then I would do like that, right? The more you play around, the better you would know how it would work. If you really want to not build it, it's your first and you want to use collage, go to design, put in collage, and then you will find I don't like these because they are all very busy and they use way too many images. But you could, there is no harm in it. You're making it for yourself. You could do something like this. I would still tell you, however, that if you've chosen a font here, use that font, right? So here, I just chose it. I just chose a collage. I didn't even see what I was choosing. And then you can continue to go in and this one is leaning this side. So, or maybe this one. Oh, this went somewhere else. Oh, why do I do that to myself? Yeah, this is nice. I don't know what happened with this one. This is the one that I wanted. Copy. And now that is already a nice image you are having in this. Take it from here. Take it from here and put it here. That's fine. And then change this to shipwreck. You can change the color of this. I think some of these are allowed to be changed. Some of these not so much. This one, no. So you could also do that. Then I would increase this. And then you already have 4 images. If you like this, you can continue this. You like this the textile, you can continue this. However, try to put in as much different images and you will see yourself what you want to put in and how it would work with your team as you go about it. Yes, it'll be trial and error, but you're going to get there and you're going to like what you do. If you have like, I don't know, a visual sense, I guess. Everybody has it. I just know that while I have great visual sense when it comes to design, my friend has it with a lot more with fashion. I have to experiment a lot to get to the right outfit. So for some people it just comes easily. But when you don't, Canva is great. You can just choose a less noisy collage template and then fill it and use it with the words that we created. Whatever the words that we created last time. So therefore, writing the deck is very important because then it feeds and it directs the design that you do. Okay, now that we have this, we have an Oracle deck. So you'll have your 44 cards. You want to download it in a PDF. No, you want to download it as PNGs. Sorry. And you want to download all of them. So you've got all your images. Okay. Now, for example, we want to use this particular image here as our back. Now you have to name your card something. Maybe let's do just a back image just to show you. Okay, so now we're here and we had chosen this one to keep that on. Now you're doing up to 42 cards or whatever you've chosen. Let's say up to 21 cards and choose your finish that you would like. Um, if you want to make a booklet for yourself, you can. I could do another video on that. I don't make booklets for myself, but it would be pretty much writing it and then putting it on Canva, you know. But right now, we're going to go ahead with this. I buy bags for decks I make myself, but sometimes I would like to put it in a plain white tuck box or something. I don't want to spend money on this, you know. End of the day, it's my own, so I can do whatever I want. Now, here, this is important. Number of cards, make sure that you've chosen whatever, like if you've done 21 cards, then choose 21. Image and text for the card fronts is different. And now you want to, this will open up, name your project, okay? See deck. I'm not signed in, so I'll not be able to save it. Upload your all your images except the back. Let me see if I can move to the back without uploading 20. The good part is when you put something, you won't have to worry about repeating because there's a little tick, so you know that these have gone up. So then you kind of get the feel of how the image is going to look, yeah. And then you go to next step. You go ahead. Okay, now here is the designing page. Don't do anything. See where your bleeds are going to be. Ensure that you're happy with it. If you feel like, oh, actually the text is really big, you'll have to go in and change. But this is why the margin that Canva had given us keeps us in the safe zone. And then you have all your cards, but don't add anything here, okay? Then you go to customizing back. In the back, you want the same. So you want to do same image. Here, you upload only one, and that's your back image. The cats are going a little crazy. So that's your back image. And then you can see your entire, again, don't do anything here. Remember to keep your project saved. And then next step, this is how it'll look. So that's your back, that's your front. It'll show you all of them. And then you have to just add to cart. That's it. That's how you make your own Oracle deck. And then they'll prompt you to sell it. If you are using copyright free images, you can sell it. images you take from within Canva are copyright free as long as you mix them up. But remember, images from Pinterest aren't. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I tried to keep as much attention as I could in this. If you want follow-up videos or something that you want a complete video of one of the steps, please let me know in the comments. But I really hope this helps you in creating Oracle decks by yourself. It's not that difficult. You'll get the hang of it. I'm not a designer. I don't design for a living. So if I could do this and if I can continuously make decks for myself, you can too.